Lock the door, Anna. Greetings, sports fans. Greetings. Welcome to another DTM live. And it will be a very special live tonight. We have the Ricky. This will be a very special live, people. We have the DTM awards to be given out tonight. And we've been teasing you guys with the different categories. And we're just going to go straight into it. But before we do, let us, big up and acknowledge our guests. First up from the media, Simon Preston. You might know him as Reggae Boy Commentary. How are you doing, Simon?
Evening, gents. Hope everyone is doing well. Thanks for having me. Really, really appreciate it, and looking forward to the 7 categories this evening. It should be a lot of excitement. Thanks for having me.
And what can we say? One of our resident YouTubers, Mr. Prima Vision, no stranger to Sports DTM Studio. Mr. Prima Vision, how are you doing?
I'm all right. Thanks for having me, guys. Good night, Simon and Ricky. Big up yourself and everybody who's watching. All right, thanks for having me, guys.
Right. Yeah, and of course we have Ricky. You guys don't see much, but Ricky, welcome.
Yeah, man, big up.
Where you want to start, Ricky? Should we let us kick off with the goal of the year? Right. 4 brilliant options we have here. Antonio strike against El Salvador. I saw that game. He came on late in the game, and Jamaica was 1-0 up in no time, quick succession. Brilliant goal, taking the ball from the halfway line, dribbling, beating a couple defenders, and you know the rest. Jamal Lowe, debut goal against USA in the friendly in Austria, assisted by Andre Gray. Nicely slotted home, calm finish.
Right.
And Tiffany Cameron as well. Big goal over there in Hungary, cutting in from the left-hand side and curling it into the top right-hand corner. Lovely goal against our former team, Ferencváros. And last but not least, the goal of the Gold Cup 2021. Bobby D. Cordova-Reid, strike against Suriname. That was the first of 2 goals for the Jamaicans.
That's your goal of the Gold Cup?
Game 2. No, that was officially the goal of the Gold Cup. Yeah. Voted by CONCACAF. So first up, Simon, have a go.
4 brilliant goals, honestly. Yeah, Go ahead.
And now I was just going to say, what's your goal of the year?
My goal of the year is Bobby de Cordova-Reid against Suriname. The strike, not many people, especially with that volley, can be able to connect. The precision, the accuracy, the venom to get the ball on target. And what a way to start the tournament it was. For me, that was my favorite moment from Jamaica, from the Gold Cup. And for me, de Cordova-Reid gets my vote for goal of the year.
So that's 1 vote for Bobby D. Cordova-Reid. You guys in the comment section can help me with the tally, help me with the scoring. If for any reason there's a draw, I don't think there'll be a draw now because we have 3 voters, but we might have another voter coming on. If there's a draw, the final say will go to the comment section. So 1 vote for Bobby D. Cordova-Reid. Ricky, what say you?
That goal was a lovely goal, Bobby's goal, but the emotions that came with that goal from Antonio, I would give Antonio the edge over Bobby just because of how it felt seeing him score that goal. So for me, Antonio versus El Salvador.
All right. So 1 vote for Bobby D. Cordova-Reid and 1 for Mikel Antonio. Wow. So it looks like Prima might be the decider, the deciding vote. Or I don't know if he's going Tiffany Cameron. I don't know. What say you, Prima? What was your goal in 2021?
Honorable mention to the first of all, before I even give you that, honorable mention to the Antonio goal versus USA.
All right.
Yeah, for me, I think I even appreciate that one over the El Salvador goal more. But I agree with Simon with the Cordova. I think just the skill level of the execution of the goal make me give it the edge as my goal of the thing there. So I'll go with the Cordova-Reid.
All right, so that's a winner there. 2 votes to 1. Bobby D. Cardova Reed, congratulations, sir. You've won the Goal of the Year award by DTM. So we'll be sending your trophy in the mail, sir. Contact us. Wow. So what about nobody mentioned that screamer? We've seen it in the comment section. The screamer for Mikel Antonio against USA at the office.
Yeah, man, I just said that.
Well, yeah, apart,
yeah.
oh, I thought you were talking about the El Salvador.
Primo Vision mentioned it.
Yeah, man.
Okay,
I
okay.
thought, that's why I said I thought it was even a better goal to me than the El Salvador goal that him scored.
Yeah,
And
we could have.
Even even emotionally, it did more for me to get me out of my seat more than even the El Salvador goal. But like I said, go on through.
I think both goals did that for me. Because the El Salvador goal, I thought that we'll go on and win that game.
Yeah.
So I thought that was the winning goal at that moment.
Yeah.
But we have it because I think he did more work in that to get that goal.
Yeah.
People might say nobody can put them foot through the ball, but
Yeah.
But both great goals. I personally, that's my favorite goal, or the best goal that I've seen at the National Stadium by Antonio. But the fact that
By anybody,
we have to do more
Antonio?
work. No, by anybody that I've seen live.
By the way, welcome to Tiffany Cameron. She's on the live. She's on the live and making comments. Welcome, Tiffany. Glad to have you.
Yeah, hi, Tiffany. And welcome Formula Sports, our next voter. By the way, Formula, you missed a category. What was your goal of the year? The winner won't be changed, but let me see where your headspace is. You want Eds, but you can go first, Formula.
Andrew.
Yeah, man. Good day to the gentlemen on the panel. It has to be the screamer, man. It has to be the screamer in the National Stadium, man. It has to be the screamer.
No, I don't think that one is no Formula.
That wasn't anything no Formula. We had the Bobby D.
In a deponit, but
yeah.
I understand what I take place.
No, but based on what was on the list.
All right, based on what was on the list. Antonio versus Salvador, Jamal, Tiffany, Tiffany Cameron, the goal of the wicket still,
Brilliant strike. Brilliant.
Yeah, man, she's in the comment section, so she'll be hearing. Big up yourself, Tiffany.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that was a very good goal. I would go with Antonio versus Salvador though. At the time when it was scored, it seemed as if it was going to be a winner. And it seemed as if it was going to win us a big game. So I'll go with that one.
Eddie, the comments, persons in the comments are all voting for Antonio versus USA. They're all saying, a majority of them are saying Antonio versus USA.
Unfortunately, they are not voters on the panel. So, sorry, folks, but we have the final say. We could have put that goal in it as well, but as I said before, I think Antonio did more work in El Salvador for the El Salvador goal. That kind of slightly edge it. It kind of slightly edge it for me.
I agree with the people still. If that one was in them, we'd have voted for the one there.
Yeah, for me, maybe I would have voted for it as well.
Yeah,
that would have definitely been my vote.
But Andrew, your goal of the year.
Unfortunately, it would have to be Mikel Antonio. You cannot not mention Tiffany goal as well. That was a really, really stunning strike as well. But it has to be Mikel Antonio for me. Sorry that we really can't really team up with the people in the comment section. You see Mikel Antonio goal again against US. That goal was a screamer. But that's my vote though. Mikel Antonio versus El Salvador.
Fair enough. But as I said before, we already had the winner in Bobby D. Cardova Reed. I don't think it would be nice to switch. You guys were missing, so we went on and did that category. And we don't want any investigations. We don't want any investigation into the winner.
They say Formula won it.
No. Big up Formula. Big up Lewis Hamilton. and Max.
Boy.
All right. Let us jump into administration of the year.
Boy.
Yeah. Oh boy.
My vote
And
is
Boy.
the nominees, the JFF. Enough said. The J3s, the Jamaica Rugby Football Union, and ISA. You guys can take a second to think about it. I know where my vote is, but I'm not a voter as it stands. So, organization, that did well. J3 is always consistent, always put out, good quality. Same can be said with ISA. We all know the Boys and Girls Championship and this year's Manning Cup and the Casa Cup. The Jamaica Rugby Football Union. Simon is a specialist on that. He can talk about that, but I think, as he said earlier, the highest ranked Jamaican sports team. So they must be doing something good to be that high rank. To be that high up. And we need more recognition. Towards the Rugby Football Union. But Formula, who's your admin of the year? Administration of the year? And why?
I mean, it always has to be the J3s. It always has to be. I mean, year in, year out, our athletes, they perform at a very high level on the international stage. And the thing about it is that it just seems to, I mean, for starters, you could argue it's the track and field is arguably the biggest sport in Jamaica. Certainly the one that would get more international recognition for. And it's well, even if track and field isn't the biggest sport, our national athletics program certainly gets more notoriety than our national footballing program. So, they do it, the athletes do it very, very well on the highest level. So it has to be the J3s. Has to be.
So one vote for the J3s. You guys in the comment section can drop your admin of the year as well. Prima Vision, Mr. Prima Vision, who's your admin of the year and why?
To be honest with you, this one it kind of sent me for do some research. Like you said, J3As and ISA are kind of the consistent organizations. JFF are the one who give it a headache. The Jamaica Rugby Football Union, I'd probably give it to, although I'm not really a rugby fan, but on merit of what they've accomplished. I'm probably being the smallest or probably like the least popular sport there.
Yeah.
To do. So I would have to probably give it to the Jamaica Rugby Football Union, just for based off of where them coming from and what they have accomplished.
Yeah. Look about Talawa.
Yeah.
Mr. Preston, admin of the year and why?
Firstly, an honorable mention to the Jamaica Rugby Football Union to go from a tier 3 to a tier 1 nation in the space of 18 months. It takes a lot of hard work behind the scenes. So they deserve credit where that is concerned. And to be 10th in the world at one stage, coming from in the near 60s in the world, it really is something to mark about. The Reggae Boys have never been ranked 24th in the world, but they are 24th in the world. So that's something that they can really reflect on a good news. Winning the regional title, which is the Rugby Americas North Sevens Championship, and qualifying as well next year for the Tier 1 Championship, the Rugby America 7 Series. So that's something that they can look forward to, and especially the World Cup qualifiers, where they could be the first male sports team to qualify for back-to-back World Cups. No other male sports team, Jamaican male sports team, has ever done that. So they could do that before the Reggae Boys. So that's something that would be going in their favor, and the administration has been working behind the scenes to make that happen. But my choice is ISO for this because of what happened earlier this year. Even when we had 800 cases of COVID a day and 700 cases, they tried to make sports a reality in this country, to get champs on board, get all the stakeholders on the same page with grace. Schoolboy football And to have discussions right now about bringing in schoolboy cricket and basketball, it can only lead for what is to come in 2022. So that's why I'm giving Issa the vote for this year.
All right, so we're spreading the votes so far. One for rugby, one for Issa, and one for the J3s. Andrew, your administration of the year and why?
All right, night again. Just to follow up on what Simon just said, my vote would actually be Issa as well. Just to the mere fact, they actually pulled through a lot of these challenges, especially through the whole COVID activities and the whole pandemic. They find a way to make it work. So that is something that is actually, tremendous, and you cannot ignore that. So Issa for me is the my administration pick. I can't really speak much about rugby, but I know that they have been doing well nonetheless. With regards to JFF, I really want to talk about that side of the world, but for
No
me,
love,
it's definitely
no love for JFF.
no love for JFF. JFF is
We're cracking into the top 50,
you know,
this year.
You know?
This year we cracked into the top 50. No credit?
Not even floor credit.
No.
No.
All right.
Yeah, but it's definitely Issa for me though.
All right, so Issa out leading 2 votes. Ricky, deciding vote. Who's your administration of the year and why?
All right, so I'll choose. I'll speak about the ones that are not. JFF, no. Because it's too much heartache, brother. You know, too much heartache. JFF cause it. So they are definitely not my. In fact, them the dead last. You know, if you rank them,
No, JFF
the dead last over the fourth. The JAAA, they didn't really have anything to do with what the athletes are doing outside in competition.
Really?
You know, even though our athletes did so well going out to
stick up in, Ricky. They're the one responsible for accommodation and flight arrangements and all of that.
And traveling, right?
Traveling. They could have messed it up like the JFF, you know, so.
Yeah, they could have struggled with the logistics.
Easily, logistics.
What they did,
getting athletes registered and all of that.
Yeah, that's the least they could do, or the most they can do. But what they did, it don't merit them, you know, being over either Issa or the rugby union. So it goes down to the rugby union and Issa. The rugby union, we see where the rugby team, you know, even though we don't follow, Jamaica is not a traditional rugby nation. But if you follow them on Twitter, you see the successes of this team, how far they are going. The teams then beat Mexico the other day in a match. You know, the Reggae boys can't even beat Mexico, no day at all, for how long. So, you know, I would give the rugby union, but we will end up in a tie.
We can go to the comment section.
We'll end up in a stalemate.
We can go to the comment section for the deciding vote.
Kudos to Issa for how kudos to Issa for how they handled the COVID situation with boys and girls champs, but that is just one instance of them putting out and showing how something can be carried out properly. But we see where the rugby union is consistent in getting the team matches, getting them in competitions, and putting them in high rank in the world. So my vote is the rugby union.
So we have a stalemate.
The comments it is.
Yeah, so we will head over to the comment section. 2 votes for rugby, 2 for Issa. So let us hear, guys. Let us break the tie. Who is your administration of the year?
Robert said Issa.
Adman says Issa.
We got to
vote. One for Issa. The first 10. And we can call it after the first 10 people.
Let's go, Issa.
Rob says Issa, Brando, Issa.
So 2 for Issa.
Issa will win. The poll, I did a poll says Issa. but you know,
Brandon said
because
check the poll. So one for rugby. Any more for rugby? Going once?
I'm gonna show the poll results.
See, Timali is saying that we need to have a worst performing administration category.
No,
And we all know who's the worst in this category.
there's no
So
competition there,
there's no need to highlight that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Keval is
JK.
saying Issa.
It's a win. It's a winning.
All right,
It's a win.
so congrats to Mr. Wellington and the Issa team.
Yeah, man.
2021 Administration of the Year, DTM award goes to you. Well done, sir. See, people still voting Issa. All right.
Somebody said JAAA too. But that no.
Yeah, that's a little bit late.
Yeah.
Performance of the year, lads.
Oh,
Is there even a question here, bro? There's only one answer.
We're going to skip over this. All right. Next category. All right. Performance of the year. Elaine Thompson era.
Of course.
Performance on the circuit. No, I wasn't announcing the winner Pre-Fontaine Classic and the work that she did throughout the year. Young Tina Clayton, 100-meter goal at the World Junior Championships. Shelley and Fraser Price, setting the season alight with that 10.63 performance. And the Jamaica rugby team beating Chile 10-5. What say you, Formula? Performance of the year, and why?
I mean, the most obvious, answer is Elaine Thompson's Prefontaine victory, right? The 10-5-4 kind of blew everybody away. So, it's kind of difficult to... I not understand the nominees, though. I mean...
It was a slow year.
What?
It was a slow year.
Good
Handle Parchment. Shout out to Handle
So
Parchment.
where the gold medal winning performances from Elaine?
It just 4 now. That could have been up there.
Because
Ricardo made up that list, so Ricardo, the rationale behind the list, Ricardo, Ricky.
All right, so the Elaine performance is not just Prefontaine Classic. Of course, it is Prefontaine, before Prefontaine, and Olympics, everything. So it's not just a Prefontaine. I wanted to add some other persons to it.
Okay.
So Tina Clayton, Shelley,
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, for us to try
and
and
the rugby team.
To try
and
and
spread it out a bit. Right.
Yeah.
And to acknowledge the other stars. Right, so Elaine for you. So one vote for Elaine Thompson era. Mr. Prima Vision, what was your performance of the year?
You have to be Prefontaine specifically for the 1, 2, 3 Shakari dead last and the 10.54.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get better than that, bro. You know what I mean? Have to be Prefontaine for me. Even if to me that sweet me more than even the Olympics.
True.
Yeah, man.
Simon.
Look, the Crocs did well to defeat a team that is a professional on the circuit in Chile, and I would give them the award had it been like a quarterfinal or a semi-final, but this was a match that got Jamaica 10th place, and even though it is an achievement in itself, Elaine Thompson's 10.5 was, in my opinion, more of a performance of the year. Still, we're not taking credit away from finishing 10th in a Tier 1 event, the highest event in Rugby Sevens. However, Elaine gets my vote.
All right. So it's pretty much over, but Ricky, your vote?
Imagine. Yeah, see. Ilian.
Yeah, man. Enough said. So the performance of the year goes to Elaine Thompson era for her tremendous season. especially the performance at the Prefontaine Classic. Congrats, Mrs. You're now the DTM 2021 winner of the Performance of the Year award. Now, where should we go next? Persons in the comment section, are we picking the right persons? Let us know in the comment section. Remember to like, share. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button. This is Sports Down the Middle. Also subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary, Mr. Prima Vision, and the Formula Sports. All right, award is in the mail. Thank you, Adrian. so Mrs. Era, the award will be sent to you in the mail. Okay, contact us. Let us jump over. I know Tiffany is in the house. I don't know if she has left, but Tiffany, it's your time.
Yeah, come collect.
We're heading over. Yeah, step up, walk out. Reggae Girl of the Year. The nominees are Alice Swaby, Khadija Bonishaw, Tiffany Cameron, and Drew Spence. Should be a very interesting category. I have my winner. My winner might not be everybody's winner, but Formula. Who's your reggae girl of the year? My bad.
On the face of it, it seems like an easy one, but in my opinion, anyway. But when you really think about it, in terms of especially the accomplishments from a collective standpoint, then it kind of starts to get a little bit tricky. Alison would have won silverware in Italy, and if I'm not mistaken, Tiffany won silverware over in Hungary too.
Yes.
So it and both would have contributed immensely to their team's respective success.
Exactly.
On the other hand, though, I mean, Khadija Bonishaw, I mean, she's
the numbers,
the numbers, the stats, and the individual performances, speak volumes. This is a tough one. I am going to give the edge though to Bonishaw.
All right. So one vote to Khadija Bonishaw. Let us see your votes in the comment section, guys. Who's your Reggae Girl of the Year? I'm going to leave Simon for last. Moving slowly to Mr. Prima Vision. Who's your Reggae Girl of the Year?
Shout out to Bonishaw. What that 6 goal in a 9 game, right?
For City, yeah.
Yeah, she get the assist today or must see yesterday again. Mm-hmm. But Tiffany there, so I'll give her the award. She's in attendance, so she can come collect her award.
Smart man.
Yes, that's my vote as well, because I'm looking. I have to vote on this category because I know Bonnie has the numbers, but in terms of the entire package, and also as Formula said earlier, being impactful and winning a trophy.
Yeah.
Bonnie over there in French League, she didn't win anything, but she qualified for the Champions League. But for me, Tiffany Cameron, she played a huge part in Friend Virus victory, and she's doing well this season. Injury hit season, she's still doing well. Her team is second in the league now, just a couple points behind the defending champions. So for me, I would vote for Tiffany Cameron as well. Ricky.
All right, so the other day we had the Ballon d'Or, and we had the GOAT Messi going up against Lewandowski, and based on the stats and the trophies won, I think the wrong person won that award. So I'm not gonna look at the hype tonight. We know, Khadija Bonishaw is very good, and she's scoring a lot of goals in the French league, and now she come Man City and she's scoring a lot of goals. Yeah, but we're overlooking a very good player who propelled her team to winning a trophy in Tiffany Cameron, and my vote is Tiffany Cameron.
All right, so should I be counting my vote, or that's 2 votes to 1 though? But Simon, your vote, Reggae Girl of the Year, and why?
Yeah, man, count your votes. But in all seriousness, though, when Bonnie was at Bordeaux, she was in an 11 with 4 French internationals. Right now at City, she's surrounded by world-class football players, and she's in an
True.
environment where she will thrive. Tiffany, now at the club that she is surrounded by players that just got promoted from the academy, the under 21. So it's as if the team is slowly but surely being built around her. There was a teething phase, and she's still giving you a goal or an assist every game. And she's putting in the work. And to be Jamaica's highest goal scorer in the UEFA Women's Champions League, it speaks volumes coming back from early in the year when she was at her previous club, Ferencváros, 2021 as a whole. It has to be Tiffany Cameron for me. She gets my vote. It doesn't take away what Bunny has done this calendar year. However, for
Yeah.
me, it's Tiffany Cameron based on the overall contribution that she has done and the work that she has been able to put in. So congrats,
Yeah,
Tiffany.
yeah, man. Body of work and as I said, doing more with less. So
Exactly.
so there you have it. Our Reggae Girl of the Year for 2021, Miss Tiffany Cameron. If you're still, I sent the link if you want to join, jump on to give your, a little speech. You may do so.
And
The link
sing.
is in the comment section. But
Victory
congrats,
speech.
yeah, victory speech. But congrats to Tiffany Cameron, Reggae Girl of the Year. Wow. Fans, what say you? Agree with the panel, Tiffany Cameron, or you guys wanted to say Bonnie?
I guess we never really spoke really about Drew Spence, but to me, it felt like it was this year that she made her international debut for Jamaica. But it
Right,
felt
right.
something that just came about. Yes, she won 3 trophies at Chelsea, but for her to be considered a national player, she has 1 cap to her name so far. But I guess over time, she'll start to feel more and more as a reggae girl. It just hasn't sunk in just yet
One
for
cap
Drew.
to her name so far, but
I
I guess
agree.
over time she'll start to feel more and more
Wow.
as a reggae girl.
Mute your mic, Tiff.
One cap to her name so
Mute.
far, but
Mute
I
the
guess
video. Mute the video, Tiff.
Mute the stream, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Congrats, Tiffany. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Congrats
Well done.
Thank
from
you
the
very much.
DTM team.
can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I can.
Thank you. I appreciate.
Congrats.
Thank
Well
you. I
done.
appreciate the love.
DTM team. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Is your YouTube on?
Tiffany,
Mute the stream.
mute the YouTube.
Yeah. Watch it on the in the stream yard.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
All right.
Good.
All right, bingo.
Jeez. I'm sorry
Yeah,
for
man.
the inconvenience there.
All right, no problem.
The inconvenience. Yeah, thank you for the nominees. Like, I'm blessed, and it's great to be amongst those great players on our team. And it has been a very challenging year, but I'm happy to contribute the way I did with my team. So I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate everything you guys are doing and your coverage as well too. And this has been a lot of fun to tune into.
Yeah, man, and we think you deserve it. Hands down, I must say. Great work. Keep putting in the work, and all the best.
Thank you. And
All right,
thanks for
there you
having
have it. All right, there you have it, guys. Coming in, streaming in live. Tiffany, if I'm hungry.
Well, I'm in Canada now.
Oh, in Canada. Oh, yeah, you're back in Canada. Yeah, off season.
And soon to be in Jamaica.
Yeah, in a couple months, hopefully.
All right.
All right.
All right.
Take care,
Thanks
guys.
for joining. Thanks for joining, Tiffany.
All right. Bye.
That was nice.
Yeah, so it's only right that we hop across to the Reggae Boy of the Year nominees. Damon Lowe, first nominee. For me, decent year, as I said before, on and off the field. He was very impactful. Not a lot, club-wise. As I said in the nominees video, that we're not able to see him on a regular basis, on a consistent basis, to really judge him on his club performances. But what we've seen for countries, steady as usual. Always one of the first names on the team sheet. I have to mention the leak audio that kind of set the trend for the year. That leaked in January, and that led to the players now signing contracts and all of that. So it was all started by Damien Lowe. Up to today, we don't know who leaked it, but that video, classic. Devon Speedy Williams, second nominee. Good year, very good year. Bouncing back, a lot of persons will say he has been the most improved Reggae Boy player. I think he needs some, bigging up. So we have him in the short list, so to speak. Our captain Andre Blake, tremendous performances always for Jamaica. Did well over there in Philly, reaching the conference final. Didn't play in the final, but did well to get there, especially in the semifinals. And Michael Antonio, the man from West Ham, the Hammers, joining late but doing a lot of damage. 2 goals in 3 games. Ricky, you're up first. Reggae Boy of the Year, and why?
All right, so my Reggae Boy of the Year is
Fisher? No.
Javon Watson.
I saw Fisher in the comments as I went. No, not Fisher.
No. There's a comment here I read.
Go ahead.
All right, so Michael Antonio would not be my Reggae Boy of the Year. He did well for us. He did well for us, right? 2 games or 3?
3.
3 games, 2 goals, 2 very good goals. But I would want to see more of him to really decide whether or not I would give him this. Andre Blake played very well. He always puts out, always gives his best. And if he had a better defense, we would see, he wouldn't be tested. So he did well for us, and he always accepts the call. But my Reggae Boy of the Year is Devon Speed Williams. My reason
you're giving it to Speedy?
Right, yeah. Speedy came into the squad and he owned that position that he played in. Always played well, always made an impact. Started with 30 minutes and he moved up to 90, and then he became a regular starter in the team. And every time he come on, you see him impact in the game. So he would be my Reggae Boy of the Year.
All right, so 1 vote goes to Devon Speedy Williams. Let us know in the comment section who's your Reggae Boy of the Year. Remember to like and subscribe. Formula Sports, who's your Reggae Boy of the Year and why?
My boss just try and make it interesting. Really and truly, it has to be Mikel Antonio.
Or Ricky.
Yeah, man, Ricky just try and make it interesting, man. It has to be Mikel Antonio. I mean, the performances at the exceptionally high level at which he performs, that we're talking about a player doing very good in the English Premier League for most of the year. And then, the impact that he had with the national team, 3 games, scoring 2 wonder goals, right? That would have played up. I mean, he basically, it felt sometimes as if he was carrying the team on his back, right? Especially in the US game. So the impact in terms of when he signed on and came on, not so good first game, but the substitute appearance in the second game and the third game, and performances for club as well. It's hard to look past the 2 wonder goals them in the qualifiers, World Cup qualifiers, and him doing what he does at the highest level in the toughest league in the world, Mikel Antonio.
All right, I hear you, but for me, he didn't play enough games, but I'm not voting in this category. Simon,
Yeah, I'm on the same page with you, Eddie, because I think 3 is just a small sample size for country. But what he did for club was brilliant. And when Jesse Lingard came on loan, you saw the connection and how West Ham got to the Europa League places. And now in the round of 16 of the Europa League, this campaign, it speaks volumes to what he did. But the reason that I'm giving it to Damian Lowe is the maturity that he has shown this calendar year. I think he's gone literally from a boy to a man, not only on the pitch, but off the pitch. He's turned into a leader. And I know if Andre Blake is not there or Adrian Mariappa is not there, I don't mind him having the captain's armband, because you can see how much it means when he puts on that badge for his country and the type of individual that he is when he speaks to people. When he didn't play against Canada and Panama at home, he was shouting from the sidelines when there are no fans and giving instructions like he was the coach and not Tupper. And it really showed how much passion he had. And at 28, personally, I do think that he has more that he can offer. The Gold Cup showed us exactly the type of individual that he is. And if things work out, we could see him in Europe quite soon.
all right. So as it stands, 1 vote to Speedy Williams, 1 to Antonio, and 1 to Damian Lowe. It's a prima vision.
The
Tiebreaker.
No.
You're going somewhere else. You're going somewhere else totally.
Yeah.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Shout out to Damian Lowe, first of all. One of the most important players in the team. And if I was just going to go off just emotion, I'd probably pick Damian Lowe, right? But also, everybody that's on this list deserves to be there. I must say that also.
True.
And this was probably the hardest to pick. But if I was to pick a team and I couldn't do without one of these 4 players, who would I think is the most important? It would be Andre Blake.
Blake.
Yeah. Everybody else can kind of be replaced
Good
in
shout.
the team. Andre Blake is definitely one of a kind in our team. So that's my vote.
Good shout.
Yeah.
All right, fans, this is over to you. Let us hear you, your Reggae Boy of the Year. This will be decided by our fans, viewers, and subscribers. Let us hear it. The panel could not decide. We have 1 vote for Speedy, 1 for Antonio, 1 for Nana, and 1 for Andre Blake. We need a deciding vote. So the first 5, and please no votes for Haka, no votes for Fisher.
No
vote for Javanese.
Our Javanese, we're sticking to the script, people. So Tiffany is saying Damian Lowe, so 2 Damian Lowe.
Smart girl.
No J-Ross, we're going to cancel that ballot in a J-Ross.
Blake.
All right, so 2 Nana, bad Blake.
Mikkel.
And who is keeping count? So Nana leading so far.
Antonio.
2 for Antonio. We're deleting that Fisher.
A 3 for Antonio, man.
You get a vote.
No, but a one where I start from 9:55.
No, man. I rig the election, man.
No, man.
And I seen Hammer.
Rob safe, man. Pick
2 for Speedy. Another Antonio. No, Freeman had picking Bailey.
Pagan say Antonio. I just shout for Antonio that,
Yeah,
I think about 4 or so for Antonio.
The Hammer is Antonio, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man.
Antonio.
Formula pushing his picking up. Our next Speedy. It's for the year, people. 2021, it's not for one window. People, it's not for a window.
And it's not for life. It's just for this year.
Yeah, just for the year. Yeah.
Blake, Nana.
But so the performances do include the club performances as well.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll have to take that into consideration, of course.
Then that no a major.
But Formula when it hit,
brother.
No, but remember we're looking at Reggae Boy of the Year now. So if it starts going heavily dependent over one side, we need a balance. That's the thing, we need to strike a balance.
Yeah, but
if it does everything for West Ham and nothing for Jamaica, we can't consider him.
But the greatest goals.
No, I'm not saying he didn't do it. I say No, I said if he didn't do anything for Jamaica, would he be considered?
Okay, cool. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
it need to be a balance.
Him cover all bases. You know?
See?
Who is that? Blake. Exactly. Tiffany is saying I think Lowe shows great leadership and keeps the backline together to the best of his ability. You can't win games without a solid leader like him at the back. True.
Yeah, man.
Well said.
We got Nana.
But you know what's so crazy though, guys? All of us had a different individual. Every single one of us picked a different individual. So it really shows how competitive this particular category is.
Yeah.
Or the lack thereof. if we can't find a standout, maybe I just be a dongle. Maybe I be a dongle. But yeah. All right. So I guess we're going to give it to Antonio, Michael Antonio.
Yeah.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, the people have spoken according to Primo. So the 2021 Reggae Boy of the Year goes to Michael Antonio, the man from West Ham, the Hammer. Good work, good season. I would not have given it, but the fans, we have to work with the fans. 3 games.
3 games, not enough.
3 games.
Yeah,
Cranky saying really.
It was the first game really threw me off.
That sabotage the Panama game. Yeah, but Mr. Antonio, your award will be in the mail. Check your mail if you're watching this. We'll be sending it out shortly.
It won't be a real award, it'll be a cutout. See?
Yeah, something.
the next award will be real award.
Yeah, going to be something. What you have a problem with Cranky? Let us know. Is it the award for Reggae Boy of the Year?
But Mr. Badru Gaza make an interesting comment, about what Blake did for Philly. Yes, that's true. And I did seriously consider that too. The only reason why I would have given Antonio the edge was because the MLS good level, but not the highest level. You get what I say? The prem is the prem. So that's a valid statement, though.
But he had a good season. I think he lost out unfairly to Turner for the goalkeeper of the year. Statistically, one of his best. I think the best season for him in MLS in terms of saves and clean sheets. So
no man, he had a phenomenal season. True.
Yeah, I think he did well for Philly. I would say him never done nothing for Philly at all. All right, what are we going over to next, lads? How many categories were there? All right.
2 categories left.
All right.
Just 2. We can go Athlete of the Year.
All right.
We don't vote now, Paul Ellis. We don't vote now.
So Paul Ellis, I said.
Speedy.
Oh man. Speedy, I get some late vote. Him come up good still, but a little bit too late.
Yeah, man. Everybody on the list deserves to be there, like I said.
All right, Athlete of the Year. We're 1 hour in, or we are 55 minutes in. Wanted to do this in 1 hour. The Athlete of the Year nominees are Elaine Thompson-Era, Pocket Rocket, Shelley and Fraser Price, Tina Clayton, and Hansel Parchment. I don't think there are a lot of females in the chat, so I don't see we will not be getting a lot of Hansel love, so to speak. What Stan is saying, that each of you had different pick. Yeah. Interesting.
But pick Haka.
But he picked Haka. That has to be a joke.
Exactly. Big up to Haka though, but
yeah, man. DJ of the Year goes to Haka, that's for sure.
For sure. Non-stop party. 140.
Well, he did galvanize the team, He was that unifying force, in the team,
Yeah,
and that helped.
Nobody agrees.
Yeah, it helped. As Athlete of the Year, I would kind of squeeze in, Parchment because the list didn't have a lot of males.
Him deserve
it's very disappointing, the Olympics, in terms of on the male side.
Whenever you was Johan Blake.
For
really? You come back with this, Ricky. Athlete of the Year, Simon. Athlete of the Year.
4 good persons, especially bearing in mind the year that they had overall. But it's very, very hard to ignore what Elaine Thompson here had with the gold medals at the Olympic Games, the PB, the national record, getting an OD from the government of Jamaica. For me, it's
a
no other
doctorate. She
person.
get a doctorate the other day.
That too. Yeah, 2021 has been a great year for her. And 5 years after, the injuries that she's been through, etc., etc., it was quite a comeback. So, athlete of the year for me is ETH.
All right, one vote for Elaine Thompson era. No cap. Inside joke. Inside joke. All right, Formula, your athlete of the year.
Yeah, man. Next. My name not for
All right,
time.
next. All right, two votes. 2 votes for Elaine Thompson era.
Let's just go to the next category. For you.
Yeah, run the board.
Sorry.
Yeah, run the board.
So that Elaine win by the first?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. By default.
Oh my God! No! Oh
I
my
just
God.
want to.
Oh, shout
Alright.
out Hansel too. Shout out Hansel too. Yeah.
Shout out
That's
to
what
Shadi
I
and Tina.
wanted.
Yeah, go ahead, Formula.
That's what I wanted to do because, obviously, Tina deserves a special mention as well.
Right.
And definitely Hansel because that gold medal, man, trust me, he defeated the favorite, right? He defeated the person who many people thought would have won. So, I don't think most people would have had him as the winner for that event. And he pulled through and delivered a big gold medal for us. So shout out Hansel, special mention.
Yeah, I agree. At
All right,
least I
so
had him at
four
third.
votes.
I had him at third, at least third in that race. If we were going to use form and recent speed and them something, I had him at third. But
So no luck to Shelley.
Yeah, man.
No luck.
Shelley always, but
Honorable mention.
Shelley, I'm a favorite man, but you don't know.
Ilian, even if for bad man, I don't like her, brother.
Because I think any other year you could have Shelley winning this.
Right.
You could have Parchment winning it. It just the performance was so good from Elaine.
Historic.
Historic, yeah.
Legendary.
She almost break a record, a questionable record. Lot of question marks beside that record. And Elaine Thompson, so we saw it with our own eyes. 10-5-4, brother. For the next 5 years, Elaine should be winning Sportswoman of the Year, just for that race.
Look here, Claudia, don't bother with it, please. Don't bother with it. We finished with that category, and Haka was not a nominee.
That is the past.
So we couldn't vote for him anyway. All right? All right. Coach of the year, people.
Coach of the year. My God.
All right. Rudolph Speed, Stevie Francis, Huntley Anderson, rugby guy, and Ryan Thompson. What say you? Rudolph Speed winning with the youngest team pretty much to ever lift a local league title. Despite the odds, Stevie Francis, Elaine Thompson. If you're going by the votes, Coach of the Year should be Stevie Francis. Based on the fact that Elaine was runaway athlete of the year. But let's get the votes from. Oh, welcome, Tigat.
Big up. Never hear call Theodore Tapper Whitmore.
He's in another category by himself.
Yeah, that's not his category.
We don't have a worse category.
Mine will kick you off my life, brother. You just reach. Let peace reign.
All right, Prima Vision. Coach of the Year. Frano.
Yeah.
All right. Moving along. Simon.
Don't tell me this is a unanimous Frano. I think this please.
We don't know yet.
Somebody else.
We don't know yet.
Oh my
So you're
God.
telling me I can't even say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer upon this? After he took us to Europa final.
Really?
Yeah, but anyways, though, seriously though, it has to be Frano for the quality of work that he has done. Big up to Ryan, though, for being the youngest coach in USL at 36, taking over the job from being a goalkeeper coach to a head coach, getting the qualifications done quickly, graduating top of the class in the USSF coaching license. This man is qualified, and tomorrow morning him can coach Reggae Boys based on the qualification he has, and he has done a really, really good job with a group of players that's honestly were a youth team in a sense. So he deserves an honorable mention, but Frano gets the vote.
All right, 2 votes for Frano. Pamela?
Yeah, boy, Stephen Francis would have done so. I mean, look, he coached an athlete that delivered legendary performances, right?
Yep.
So common sense would tell one that the coaching had to be legendary as well. It's difficult to beat legendary stuff. So, while Huntley, Speed, Ryan, especially Huntley, is a honorable mention, but boy, it's hard to look past Frano, man, honestly.
All right, 3 votes to Frano. Ricky?
All right, so let us talk a little bit.
You wanted somebody different. Now is a chance.
No, man. I mean, Rudolph Speed,
yeah, man. We must big up Rudolph Speed, man. Come on.
We have to big him up. It's just a big up. Honorable mention to Rudolph Speed for his team's performance in the Premier League. But the reason I wouldn't give Rudolph Speed is because we've just seen his team performing well this one time. And Stephen Francis has been a consistent coach, pushing out runners.
It's for the year. It's for the calendar year, though, Ricky.
Oh, but you have to bring in other years. You have to mention other years. You have a conveyor belt of success with regards to runners. You just keep putting them out one after the other. So definitely, this is a unanimous. I guess I know this will be a unanimous Stephen Francis. So yeah, Frano.
I would be voting for Speed, but Tigat, you're coach of the year and why? You're mute. Should we skip you?
Okay. It's kind of close between Stephen Francis and Rudolph Speed. You understand? But I would give it to Rudolph Speed for the short time. For the short time, I know.
First title in 40 years, you know.
Yes, I'm talking about. You understand? For the short time with a young team, very young team. You understand? Pandemic 2 years and stuff like that, and him pull it off. You understand? With the big Arbor Views, Tivoli, Waterhouse. You understand? You have to just give them and him always consistent with him side. Have some good players. And them did pull it off. So guess what? I will give it to him. No way, my do. So Mr. Rudolph Speed for me, my vote.
All right.
Majority decision.
Your vote wasn't enough, but coach of the year goes to Mr. Stephen Francis. Well done, sir. Congrats. 2021 coach of the year DTM award goes to you. You can check your email or check your mail. It will be sent off this weekend. All right. Rob Smith is saying that nobody mentioned Paul Hall, but this is a good segue. So this closes off this year's DTM awards. Thank you very much for all the nominees. Thank you very much for the fans that voted both online and for the panelists that came on and vote. But there was a time we're going to switch over to our new interim head coach, Paul Hall. I know by now everybody have heard the press conference and his approach and what he has planned for the Reggae Boys in terms of tactics and style of play and all of that. He talked a lot of good talk. We enjoyed what he said. It's so positive. What were your first reactions, Simon, hearing Paul Hall speak?
it didn't surprise me in terms of the way that he put his message across. I guess persons were amazed based on comparison with the man that was before him, and how the man before him is a man of a few words. So perhaps that was an inclination. But whatever Paul wants to achieve, it's not going to be overnight. That's one aspect to it. And the second thing about it is action speaks louder than words for me. So you've talked a big talk, so now
Yeah.
it's time to deliver at the end of the day. It's 6 games and you don't have a lot of time to spare, and the margin for error is extremely thin now. This is the point of the campaign where the January window is going to define everything. At the end of these 3 games, we'll know exactly what's going to happen and where if Qatar is actually going to be realistic or not.
Yeah. And as Simon said, it's a big difference to hear a coach, actually answering questions and not hiding away and running from questions. Well, as I said before, Primo, your thoughts on the new coach? Are you impressed so far?
I didn't listen to the press conference, to be honest with you. It is a safe choice, though.
Yeah.
In terms of, I think it's probably the best choice in terms of keeping things consistent going for the rest of the campaign. And based on what the video Mr. Formula put out, it's going to be a long term for the time being. Yeah, I think it's probably the best choice possible. Somebody where the player is familiar with. He's familiar with the team. He understands the organization that he's dealing with as well in terms of the JFF. Yeah, a good choice, in my opinion.
Formula, I know that you were part of the press conference. Were you impressed? First impression?
I mean, for sure, they say first impressions lasting. I mean, for starters, the very first thing you picked up was that the difference, between, with regard to handling the media between the current and the predecessor. It was a very good press conference. Very reassuring. I think it gave the nation hope. I really liked how Paul Hall spoke about, the long-term plan, so to speak. I think that was very, for me personally, I really enjoyed hearing that, the plans for the long term. And I just think it was just a breath of fresh air. The entire press conference was just a breath of fresh air, man. I think, for his introduction to the Jamaican people, I think Paul Hall nailed it. Answered the questions very classy and also spot on. His answers were perfect.
Yeah. Ricky, or Tigat. Tigat, you there?
Yes, man, I'm here, sir.
Formula spoke about long term. Do you see Paul Hall as a long term replacement?
It all depends on the JFF, And first of all, I'm gonna do it in the way that the persons answer the question. Starting with Simon, I agree what Simon said. Short window, and he has a lot to do and little time to do any mistake. You understand? But my thing with that, Simon, he has been with the team from the beginning of the World Cup campaign, and him should assess and know what to do, who to pull and who to put in. So, as Primo say, you understand, the right man, because he was there with the team a long time ago. You understand? So him right now, him don't really have no excuse because he was there from the top go. And if him see top of mistakes, or the mistakes with top of them make, him supposed to can correct it now. You understand? My virgin formula. I hear your two questions them. Trust me, I read the two questions them, but him never answer them. If you go back on the interview, him answer your two questions them. Him don't answer your two questions them. Him skip two questions them. So back to you, Eddie. It's a long time. I think it should be a long-term thing for him, but
What you call long term? 10 games?
No. Well, you understand?
2026?
Him need,
So he
him need
was
more.
given 6 initially.
Him need more, and there's a lot of players out there, and if him show him quality in the first 2 games, you understand? I think them should keep him for a long time. Win and lose if we go to Qatar. If him show him quality in the first 2 games, I will see him want for do. Because right now the team not have that chemistry we desire for us to go to the World Cup. We're going to depend on sheer luck now. You understand? What the football god smile upon us and say, all right, let Jamaica go to the World Cup. Because the amount of chop and put in on them something there, I don't think that can make us go to the World Cup. But if we get there, we think, but we see the positive when try for do, the move that we might try for make, and we can realize that, yeah, him know him do. I think him should stay for a long term for build Jamaica football team. You understand? That is just my thing.
All right. Ricky, Paul Hall comes highly qualified. You don't get better than that in terms of paperwork. You think he has what it takes? We're all, we don't want to say backing. We're all supporting Paul Hall. We want to see him do well. We're here to cheer, man. We want the best for the Reggae boys. Do you think he has what it takes? I'm not going to say to qualify, but to at least, win some of the games and put up a good show.
Well, based on what I'm going to go off what he said in the press conference, and based on what he said, his desire is for the team in terms of how he wants to play and how he wants to see the team. He wants to see Jamaica having a style of play, right? And if he can bring his vision that he has on paper to fruition and let us actually see that he is actually doing all of these things, then I would be very pleased. I would be very happy. But otherwise, if it's just mouth talk and it's the same style or the style of play don't change, it's a big kick from back, him say more start pass the balls from back to the midfield going forward. I want to see that also. If I'm not seeing that, then all of this is mouth talk. Him come well qualified, but I want to see the first game. I want to see him. Well, that's on Peru in January. I want to see. Yeah. I'm going to judge him off that game. Because he called up some new players. He should have time with that team to prepare them for January. So let us see what he has to bring forward. So if that team don't perform based on the vision he has, then we don't want to see him after. It's the next top of this 98 flunk 90 up. I'm done there. Sorry.
Scratch that. And Simon, speaking of, Ricky brought up the game against Peru on January 20th. Tell us, let the fans know about some of the players that have been called up.
So at this point in time, just so fans are aware that it's not a FIFA date, so we won't have the UK-based players available to us. So we'll have the North American-based players in the Jamaica Premier League, and the Scandinavian leagues will be on break as well. So players like Blair Turgott and Dwayne Miller will be available. But in terms of the 8 players so far that have been confirmed for the trip, so barring COVID or injury, Jadine White, Javon Watson, Jordan Fletcher, Devontae Campbell, Jamoy Topi, Akwesa Chung, Alex Marshall, and Dwayne Atkinson will make the trip to Peru. So those are the 8 names so far. The 23 that is supposed to travel, the full list has not been compiled as yet, but those are the 8 names that we know for sure, in terms of players on the island, and Alex Marshall in Canada.
Good stuff. Stan, where's Ricky? Ricky gone. Stan, you say, how can you judge a player, judge anyone on one game? Facts. Where's Ricky? Yeah. Ricky, you need to answer that. I, for one, I won't judge him on one game in a series of games. I think 10 hours of games is good enough for me to really know if we've seen. I'm looking for change. If I can spot that change or that style of play or know what the team wants to do, if I can see something, then I'm okay with that. But if it's the same long ball thing as Ricky was saying, no. I need to see some form of immediate change right away. There was another appointment, Vin Blaine. We all know the situation with the Reggae Girls coach. Unfortunately, Busby was relieved of his duties, and Vin Blaine is back at the helm. Good appointment, Pamela.
I mean, an okay appointment. His press conference was a decent press conference as well. I listened to that one on Talawa's channel. But yeah, a decent appointment. Very disappointing that we couldn't get continuity, from the previous head coach. We all know the unfortunate scenario right there, but I think it's because the whole thing came up on us very suddenly and unexpected and kind of came up out of nowhere, right? And I think many people would agree that good work was being done with the girls. So it's not an ideal scenario, to be honest, but given the circumstances, a decent appointment.
Yeah, sure. Primo, I think that unlike the boys, the girls are in a better place. So in terms of the coaching, I think we have a good professional team. A lot of, as I said, a lot of professionals in the team, a lot of players experience and doing well overseas. So I think we're kind of better off coaching wise. You agree with that?
Yeah, the girls are not to get ahead of ourselves, are predicted to make the World Cup. No ball and really kick yet, but if we're going to be honest with ourselves, they are more of the likely candidates to go to the World Cup over the Reggae boys. Yeah, so it would be an easier ship to sail. If that is the question, yeah, it's definitely an easier job. And an experienced coach. So let's see what he does with it.
Simon, what you think? You finished?
No, question though, if that incident never happened with Bubsy, what him name Busby?
Hubert Busby, yeah.
Yeah, he would have probably been on our list for coach of the year, to be honest with you.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
for sure,
it's definitely an easier ship to sail than what Paul Hall have to do.
Yeah. No. Well, yeah. Maybe it would be on the list now because they were inactive for the year.
Yeah,
so not a lot of, but based on previous performances.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're doing a calendar year. But
Yeah.
Simon, you think in terms of adaptation, or you said that going, I can remember part of his press conference. He was saying that, we need time to get to know the players. What do you think about that?
And I don't think it'll be difficult for him to do so because especially the Jamaican-born players, when he was working with the program, he actually nurtured some of these players that actually went on to get scholarships overseas, like the Sashana Campbells of this world, the Trudy Carter. So he knows the Jamaican-born players quite well. It's the overseas-born players, the Canadian-born and the US-born player that he would have to get familiar with because it was Menzies and Busby's that gave these girls opportunities from overseas. So from that perspective, that is something that he'll have to get accustomed to. And I spoke with Tiffany about an hour ago on my channel and I said they're going to have a team meeting this weekend. So that will at least help to smooth the process. He says his first priority will be the defense because we've conceded 34 goals in our last 16 games. So that's 2 goals a game. So he says the defense will be the utmost priority. If we can fix that, then we have all the attacking gems moving forward with Bonnie and Tiffany Cameron and Jodie Brown and Shayna Matthews and Chantal Swabia and company. Well, Kayla McCoy. So I honestly feel that who took over from Busby would have a quality team and capable of finishing at least 4th in the region and the qualifiers.
Yeah. T-Gat, any words for new coach Vin Blaine? Words of encouragement?
Yeah, man. He's a high coach, somebody highly spoken of, and he has a great team, a wonderful team. You understand? Quality team. So, if not a mistake, please don't pull off a topper. You understand? I beg him to pull off a topper. So, just do the basic. You understand? Work on for work on, and qualify the girls them. Because the Reggae boys, we have a top team. And you see where we're there? We have to keep our fingers crossed, keep our foot crossed, and we have to pray. And that's some of them are some years some people gone to St. Thomas and all them things there. So trust me, when Blake have a quality team and people are expecting these girls to qualify. You understand? So I blow it up for you, sir. That's all I have to say.
Ricky, you think Vin Blaine can take us to the World Cup again?
I don't know. If he fixes the back line, then we should be able to manage, because as Simon said, the attacking prowess of the team currently, it's very good. So we just need a solid defense and we should be good. Because I don't see any team that would, once these girls can put their passes together, I don't see any team that can stop them from scoring.
All right. This is Sports Down the Middle. Like, share. If you're new around here, subscribe. Also subscribe to Mr. Prima Vision, Reggae Boys commentary, and the Formula Sports. All right, going back to the game against USA. A lot of talk, person saying that if the game, really makes sense. Because as Simon alluded to, is that we'll only have access to certain players. It's not a FIFA date. So
I mean Peru.
Peru, yeah.
Yeah, Peru.
Yeah.
Does it really make sense to have a game like this? For me, yes. But we'll be looking at players that we won't be using in the World Cup qualifications against Mexico. So, it's a good warm-up game, but what you guys think about that? Ricky? The game makes sense, yes or no? Based on the crop of players that will be invited.
As I said earlier, Paul Hall wants to put a team together. And he will have enough time with them, right? If he starts putting a team together from now, by January 20, we'll have more than enough time to get the players at least gelling a little bit, right? As long as them have a camp where can go, right? I think it will show us what if Paul Hall can really put a team together and get them gelling and get them playing some good football. So I would love to see it. I want to see that match. So I think this match is really needed.
All right. My only question is this: why him call for Aka? Why Aka? Why him really call for Aka? That is just my problem, Simon, I don't know if you can help me, but why I'm really called for Aka back in the side? You understand? And everybody said that was the weak link. You understand? Why I'm really called for Aka? I think he should call for somebody else to try to fit that position. If Grant not playing, somebody else in there, work with somebody else. Why Aka? That is only my problem. I think it's a good game for him to see who him have out there. You understand? I would know that some of the Englishmen that will fit the puzzle. Mikel Antonio, he will fit the puzzle. You understand? The Jamaican English people, they will fit the puzzle. Mikel will fit
the Jamaican English. The Jamaicans,
the Jamaicans. You understand? Mikel will fit the puzzle. And my boy there again, let me lose the train of thought, man. Roof fit the puzzle. You understand? Man, them run at the back will fit the puzzle. The more, you understand, will fit the puzzle. Some of these players can fit in the puzzle. You understand? But what we need for straighten up is the mid, the center mid. You understand? We need to settle that. You understand? So players like them you should be looking at. We can put in those positions. So the Peru game is very, very necessary. Me, I think him should carry Aka. Him should carry somebody else to play as if them can fit the puzzle. That him should be working on. Because him already know the players them, The players are already there. You just some people need to ship out and some new people need for come.
Formula, the game makes sense?
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. Without a shadow of a doubt. the game for starters, I think, will be big for Paul Hall to galvanize support from the Jamaican fans. I mean, many of us will be examining that game to see his squad selection, his starting 11 selection, just to see if the squad selection is balanced, just to see if the starting 11 is balanced, just things like that. And also in terms of on the field, what takes place. Yes, I'm not going to put too much into it to say, I'm not really going to hold it against Paul Hall per se, but it would be nice to see a coach that at least has some idea as to what he is doing. If he gets certain things right and certain things looks, even though it's his first game, yes, but I don't know. I think it can be a mate. Why are you laughing, Ricky?
No,
Yes,
Jairus
Aka.
comment.
Yeah.
Aka is a puzzle. But I'm thinking that Paul Hall has seen a quality in Haka that
No,
the rest of us are probably not seeing.
No,
That is why he
Ricky.
called him.
Building vibes.
the vibes, him, Simon.
Vibes master.
There, him build it, him bring the team together.
Him hear a new song.
So that is why Paul Hall called him. And think, I don't know. But I'm not gonna bash Paul Hall for calling Haka. I'm not gonna bash him because he is a coach. Him well qualified. He must know why. What him see in this man?
Is that the first mistake? Is that the first mistake by Paul Hall?
Can't say a
To
mistake.
call Aka?
No, I wouldn't label that a mistake.
Yeah,
I mean,
call that a mistake.
yeah, I wouldn't label that a mistake. That's taking it a bit.
Call it a
when
mistake
I
after
start
the
judging.
fact. We call it a mistake after the fact.
But sometimes you know when things going to be, rough. But Simon, what do you think? The game makes sense?
Yeah, even if we're playing Cayman tomorrow morning, the match would make sense. Absolutely, because let's not forget that our North American players will be out of football, so they're going to need a match to get out the rustiness and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
They'll
yeah.
be not kicking about 10 weeks or so.
Yeah.
And, as it relates to Haka will miss the game against Mexico due to yellow card suspension, so it will actually get his feet wet for the game against Panama away, where there will be that physical element, which I expect Haka to play that game Panama away. So that Peru game would actually be a good test for him to blow the cobwebs out, because he hasn't kicked a ball since November, and versus the UK-based players that have been playing week in, week out.
Yeah, I agree with everybody, Prima.
Where's the game? Home or away?
Away.
Which one?
In altitude.
Ooh.
Lima.
And Peru is not in bad form at all,
Yeah, 22 rank.
And they are tied for 4th.
Yep.
In Cannibal. Yeah, so it's going to be a tough game. Like Simon says, we need games, but don't expect it to be a walkover. You know what I mean?
But you're expecting to see something from the team, some spark. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah.
I
I
want
won't
to
judge
see
him
some
off it.
spark.
Yeah.
Say, all right,
I
then
won't-
go.
Yeah, that's my next question. What's the expectation like for this game?
Right. So if we get a heavy defeat, say we get a job in a 4 love, do we think that is the man for the job? Or if we lose by 2-1 or 1 love?
No, consider.
Remember the players, Remember who is bringing in the players.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That is why I'm saying. That's why I'm making a point. That's why I'm making a point. You
Unless the
understand?
performance is abysmal.
What would we consider that is making a right step or putting the right step or a right foot out? You understand? All right, suppose him get a 4 love jobbing. Because we don't want to come on this program and start cussing up. More hear other people insight and then make them farm the thing. Suppose him get a 4 love jobbing and the team play. Not to say, we can't even say the team play good, but you see some local movements. You understand? What would he say? What would
you say like 5 passes together.
Primo, where does it tomorrow? Simon, where does it tomorrow?
It depends on how the 4-0 look.
No,
It
sir.
depends on how the 4-0 looks. It depends. Yeah,
You
man.
have a good, you have a good 4-0. You have a
No,
good
hold
4-0.
on.
Let's be realistic.
Hold on. You can have a more respectable looking 4-0.
Respect, really.
No, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
No.
Me see some disastrous looking 4-0 and then me see some more respectable.
No, sir.
Formula
If
no
it's
easy.
all right.
You're a four, brother. It hurt the same way.
No, man.
No. Never ask the question. Me no know.
All right. So
Hold on,
guys,
hold on, make him finish. Make him finish. Make him finish.
Make him finish.
You guys have never watched a football game where a team lose 4-0, but on the run of play, the game never indicated a 4-0 in terms of the competitiveness.
No, man,
of the game?
I could agree with it if it's like a 2-0, but once it's 4,
No, man.
come on.
No, when it's a
No,
four,
man.
you get-
All right.
you get
No.
slapped
You can,
up.
honestly, you can lose 2-0 and look good enough. And play good and lose 2-0.
No,
enough.
me-
But not
me-
4.
no,
Not
me
4
not-
formula.
me not say a ball a team and get 4, But what I'm saying is 4-0 can take different forms. That's what I'm saying. So
What you mean? We spring like 10 passes together. We have like 10 shots.
if
Possession,
Alright,
40%.
formula, you know, alright. Button, formula.
But true.
The only way it will not look bad if we pick up a 4 is if like 3 of the goal them scoring in the last 10 minutes after I make a bag of substitution. That's the only way it never look bad. But if the game play
That's a point.
Alright.
Good point.
All right,
We'll
that's
go through
a
the match.
good
Good
point.
point. Good point. Good
That's a
point.
I'll
good
go through the
point.
match, I will pick up the 4.
That's a
4
good
4,
point.
brother. You know
That's
what I
a
mean?
good point.
Yeah.
That's
so,
a good point.
In a way, I don't.
It depends
all
when
right,
you can see it.
all right, let me give you an example. Suppose, let's say, for instance, one of the centre back them decide to have a really bad game. A Harry Maguire performance against Liverpool, then, right?
Some of
A
them know.
bag of mistake the one centre back make.
You're
Right.
gonna make Simon come off for the live.
It causes for concede a lot of goals, but on the run of play, the team never perform that badly, or it never they never perform. They never gave a performance that would indicate, if you never see the scoreline, that it was a 4-0. You get what I'm trying to say?
I don't think.
So hold on, J. Ross bring up the Jerome weight. I think that was a 4-0, though. Or the 4-0 that they look.
for the Japan 4.
That 4-0 that they
Japan
look
game.
like a 10-0,
That was
brethren. That
terrible.
4-0
Yeah.
that they
That was
look like
Yes,
a
so we are talking
That
about.
hurt. That feel like about 7.
Yes, we are talking about.
But Eddie, I don't. Even though we're anticipating the game against Peru, it would be unfair to judge Paul Hall solely based off the first match. One, he's not gonna have a full strength team, right? Him have a team now where he train or whatever. But
That not mean he must get 4, Ricky.
no, me not say him get 4. But whether him win or lose, we still watch him with the eyes open. We can't close one if him win and say, oh, man.
It's not about the result, really. It's not about the result.
Right. We should watch how the team play. Look if there is any sort of cohesiveness in the team. Look if this team, if his philosophy is actually in the game. That philosophy him talk about, instead of judging whether or not the team win. Oh, them beat Peru 2-1 and then play crappy. Oh, them get 4 love and then play good. You know, judge him or the match based off if you see Paul Hall's philosophy. If you see some big kick and run, you know, say a top coach the team see him win. And this man will come out. So we need to judge a match based on if Paul Hall's philosophy is actually coming out into the match. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm anticipating the match. But I want to see if Paul Hall is bringing something to the table, win or lose.
But you see the thing though, guys, there are so many variables at play that we don't necessarily know from right now, In terms of, we don't know how much time Paul Hall will have with the team leading up to the well, I personally don't know, right? We don't know how the opposition is going to look, right? Is it going to be a Peru A team? Is it going to be a Peru B team? It is a number of different variables at play that we just don't know how it's gonna, pan out, when the friendly comes around.
And as Simon said earlier, we could have the likes of Blair Turgot, so we could see a stronger Jamaican team than many expect. Simon, what are your expectations for this game?
For me, it doesn't have The result is not my priority. If Dwayne Atkinson makes his debut for Jamaica, that would make me extremely happy. He beats a couple of players, puts a few crosses into the box. For me, I'll take that and credit if JD White can make 4 or 5 saves and stand up respectably and stamp his authority. For me, I take that as a positive. So for me, even if we get 6, I'm not going to be calling for Paul Hall's head the next day, because for me the results are more important than the qualifiers. So I know already that we're going to be playing behind the 8 ball, because we're going to South America, we're going to altitude, we're going in a hostile environment. So we know that there are a lot of variables already behind us already. So the result for me is not the priority.
All right. Paul Hall spoke in his press conference about commitment. I asked a question about team selection and all of that. He later talked about the commitment of the players. This has been a long gone argument on social media. Persons, because we've always been calling out persons for them not being as committed. We see this coming out. Andre Blake said it in an interview. Now it's coming from a coach, somebody on the inside. So there must be some truth to this. He's with the players. He should know if the players are as committed as they should be. What were your thoughts on that? Starting with Formula.
Sorry, could you repeat the question again, please? I was a bit distracted. Sorry about that.
Paul Hall spoke about commitment and him picking players that are committed. Thoughts about that?
No, very important, very important. I wonder why would he say something like that though? He said it more than once.
Yep. About 3 times.
Yeah. So he seems to place significant emphasis on it and focus on it heavily. I don't know. Is it something that he has seen? Is it something that he's questioning from some of the current crop of players? Does he think some of them have lack of commitment or commitment issues?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably.
Look at this comment from Adrian. Paul Hall can say it, but people don't want other persons to say it. And we get a lot of stick when we say that players are not committed. Now we're seeing it being said from the inside.
Yeah.
From the inside.
On one of the occasions though, it was aimed at the UK born, But on the other occasions that I heard him say it was not aimed, but in relation to the UK born. On other occasions when I heard him say it just was a general statement concerning all the players.
Yeah.
So a very interesting comment from Mr. Hall. I think that is a message from Mr. Hall to whom it may concern. Players know themselves.
Ask your Formula if it's an indication of what he's thinking going forward. Like if you're not committed, don't expect to get caught.
Yep.
Yeah, kind of. My own there for so should I read it?
Yeah, but what do you mean by committed, really?
Well, it's more referring to, I would say, the English-born players that some have been on the fence for some time, like Nathan Redmond, and now coming up and saying that, his wife or girlfriend is pregnant, so he's delaying the paperwork and process. And Isaac Hayden still believing that he can play in a midfield with Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips. So he's more talking about the commitment of those. If you want to be part of the program, raise your hand and not basically sit down and twiddle your thumbs or wait. Basically show that you really have that sort of commitment. I don't personally think there's an issue with any individual inside the program, though.
Okay.
I slightly disagree with you, Simon, because if you're not committed, you can't get selected anyway. So why would I go and pick a Hayden, for instance, and he's not showing interest? So why would I then go and pick him? That wouldn't make any sense. So I have a different view on that. I think it's something internal because, as I said, the committed meaning you sign a contract pretty much. So I don't think he'll be selecting a person that has not signed a contract in essence.
I believe so. It's something internal, something he is noticing. So
yeah.
Bring it up in the press conference.
He noticed it too, but I'm not calling him.
We don't want to call a name.
Yeah,
But
Probably it is behavior that he doesn't seem to meet the required standard of professionalism. I don't know. That would indicate that you're not fully 100% on board with what we want to accomplish here. I don't know. This is just speculation at this point, to be honest.
Tigat, who you think Paul are talking?
Oh,
So
name
why you
calling on
want
the
me to
program.
call you? Why you want me to call you? You have a reggae boy commentary. Man
No, I said,
who know the
I said
inside.
you
And
get
the
a
reggae
setup,
boy.
man.
And
You
you
get a
want
setup.
T-God. Me, you want T-God for calling him. T-God not call no name, you know, but I think it's an internal thing. You understand? Because it was said that Tapa have his people. You understand? I know that Tapa, the Dede, you understand? His people might know show up. If them show up, them are gonna sabotage it.
That's another good point.
You understand?
You
So
know,
that is
we
just
heard
my thing.
about the Magnificent Seven. You know,
That is
so
just,
but I
but me
don't
not
think
call the name.
I don't think the players would not want to play for Paul Aldo because everybody wants to go to the World Cup.
Right.
They're still hungry and I think they're still committed.
Well, no, some of them might just throw them on up in the ear right about now. Because they
And give
might
up.
say, and give up.
Eddie,
So
Eddie, is that the same seven that Haka allegedly has great influence over?
Might be. But we don't know the
Allegations, I
seven.
don't
It's
know.
all speculation. It can be any seven,
Okay.
right? Can be any seven.
Okay, carry on.
Agent was saying Tiga don't do it. People, I sent the link in the chat, and if you want to jump on for a quick 5 minutes. CC, Travis, anybody want to jump on? The link was sent.
And it's pinned.
Yeah, it's pinned as well. Cranky, don't know if you're still here. But yeah, people,
If you know the
subscribe.
seven, you can type them names.
Yeah, if you know the seven, let us know the Magnificent Seven.
So Eddie, what about team formation? You think he's going to use the same formation like Tapa?
He was, I think, he wants to play a 4-3-3. But he was saying in his conference that it's not about the formation really, it's about the style of play. He was very big on that. So it's just his style. He was emphasizing the style in a possession-based tiki-taka type of play. I don't know. I don't know if we're ready for that based on the players that we have. Formula, what do you think about that? You think we're ready to play that type of ball game?
I mean, it is going to be difficult, and he said it too. It's going to be difficult to right off the bat to implement something like that. It's a very, he has his work cut out for him because, in terms of how his tenure going forward for these 6 games is going to shape out on the pitch, it will be very interesting to see, how he goes about. Because on the one side of the argument, people might say we need a complete 180-degree U-turn from what we have seen in the previous qualifiers, where, in my humble opinion, we have been the worst team in the CONCACAF World Cup qualification run, right? And on the flip side to that, Paul Hall makes a very good argument that, to just come in and to just, replace everything or implement something completely brand new, it's going to be a hard task. I mean, it's one thing to do it with club football, but especially with international football, that's another issue entirely. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how Paul Hall, sets up the team on the pitch. Very interesting.
Prima, Hall spoke about high pressing, playing a pressing game. You think we have the personnel to do that?
Not at
We
all.
saw it when he just came on board in the Gold Cup. I noticed that especially in the US game, we pressed the US team a lot.
Initially, I was going to say no, but we have certain players that are actually I think if Kemar
Roof, right?
especially is in there, our high press looks a lot better. So it depends on the personnel.
So Eddie, question. If you have a set of players who have been playing football basically all their lives, right? And they get a new coach with a new philosophy, new system. Are you saying that those players will have a certain amount of difficulty in adjusting to that coach's style of play? Because
Well,
I believe that if you are playing football, you have a certain fitness level, you're playing a certain position, you should be able to adjust to any style of play, whether it be defensive, high press, gegen pressing, like a Jurgen Klopp play. You should be able to adjust to any style of play as long as you have a certain level of fitness, right? It can't be that you're a footballer and me bring a certain style to you and you say, boy, coach, me can't play that, defensive football me play, or me not play the passing, but the tiki-taka
But
game.
it don't always work
Not
like
play
that,
the
though,
one touch.
But Ricky, I think the question is
it's
how.
going to take time. It's going to take time, Ricky.
I
Some
think the
players just can't
question
play
though.
certain ways.
Me not believe in that, brother.
I
For
think the
example.
question though is how well. I mean, it's one thing if you can adjust to a certain extent, but to what extent can you adjust, right? For me personally, I think that's a major question.
Yeah, and some players don't adjust at all. For example,
Fair.
Simon don't run off of the line. But as you mentioned, Maguire before, when Maguire played in a low back line that didn't push up high, him are the greatest defender in England. And as soon as him have to
Worth the
play
money.
that high line, him struggle. So the players don't always adjust. You know what I mean? And some things just suit certain players better. That's why you have different personnel in teams. So if you know you want to play a high press, use the players that can press well. Some forwards can't press them, just you kick the ball and them run it down. You understand?
But as a footballer, Primo, right?
Ricky,
You're saying that you are hell bent on a certain style and you cannot change. If you love football, then left football
It's not hell bent. You have certain players that can
You
run
just
hard
have
for
certain
90,
attributes.
and certain players can run so hard for 90 like a hacker.
So raise your
You just have to
fitness.
just,
Go and
you
do
just have
some
to just deal with
fitness
it.
training.
First, you have players with different capabilities, Ricky.
Yeah, man.
Different skill set.
And you pick those based on what your team wants or what your coach, how your coach build him team. Not every forward are gonna have every asset in him thing there.
In
Not every
Arsenal,
defender,
yeah.
you know what I mean? You have 3 different type of midfielders. You have man who play midfield and them can't pass, they can only tackle. You understand? And if you ask him for go play attacking midfield, him not gonna be able to do it.
Yeah.
Simon,
Players
what do you
are
think
picked
about
for positions based on
what
attributes.
is your take on this, Simon?
Honestly, I don't think in the initial phase we can expect anything different. It's an embryonic phase. I think by the Costa Rica home game in February, we should really have an idea of what Paul Hall is trying to accomplish. So that will be 3 games: the Peru game, the Mexico game at home, the Panama game away, and then the Costa Rica game at home. That's when we should really have a clear idea of exactly what we're trying to achieve, how he wants to play. I don't think it's going to take overnight. As far as the second part in terms of the personnel, it is right, because you do have leading scorers for club and sometimes they don't get a call up for their country. Why? Because the coach for the country sees football from a different perspective and how they want to play, and it's for the club, it's from a different perspective. So that's why you'll have certain players that we might say, why him not get called up, why him not get called up. It's down to how things might set up at the end of the day, and a reason why perhaps Nico Brett might never get a call up for Jamaica.
Okay.
Should the Reggae Boys call up Ravel Morrison?
I don't think he's available though.
Oh, he won't be available. But
Yeah.
He sits. Remember, Derby County sits at the bottom of the championship.
All the more reason why they need him, Eddie.
Him have a contract.
What, 4 points? 4 points in
Him have a
after 22
contract.
games.
Doesn't really matter. Him have a contract.
All the more reason why they need him.
He has a contract.
One assist, 17 games, 1 assist. Really?
He has a contract. Bottom line, he has a contract.
Yeah, but the player is an important player for them as well.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the thing in Ravel, you know. It seems to be important, but where is the end product? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Time.
not
Where's the
a lot of
assists? Where
problems
the
up there.
goals? We see the passing deep, but in terms of building up play, but we don't see anything else.
Yeah, but I mean that his game has a major impact for Derby County in terms of their ability to build out from the back. So I mean to use just the stats alone to try and make an argument that the player is not all that important to Derby County, I respectfully disagree.
Very
But
much so.
what has that led to? Is rolling building out from the back.
It helps the team to
Remember,
progress the ball up
yeah,
the ball.
but that's what I'm saying. That's nothing special. We can get that from other players. That's just my view.
But
And I
he's the
think
best at doing it that we currently have.
I
But Ravel
can't
don't
agree.
really
You know.
start though.
I can't agree with this formula.
Really? No.
So
I'm yet to
who is
see that.
better? Who is better than him? Where that is concerned.
You're talking a
In
club
terms of
or club performance or international?
I mean,
Football?
just in terms of what we have seen from the player, the heights that we know the player can reach, who is the best
I
midfielder
think if
to help
no,
us?
I've seen DJ play better there.
DJ in a deeper line role?
Yes, in the
No,
two.
I mean, I agree with that, sir. No. For
I've
Jamaica?
seen him play.
For
Yeah, for Jamaica.
Jamaica. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I know the heights that Ravel Morrison can touch. Right? I mean, and to be fair, we have seen glimpses of Ravel for the national team. Right? We have not, he has not really played really consistently for us. So it's kind of difficult to really use that assertion. I mean, look at DJ. DJ got a good run in the Gold Cup. Right? The heights that I know Ravel Morrison can reach when it comes to helping the progression of the ball up the pitch, being that controller, right? That helps to progress the ball up the pitch. He's undoubtedly the best that we have. Undoubtedly.
Simon, Timal is asking about the contract for Derby. Does it expire in January or in the summer?
In the summer, it's a 1-year contract. So in the summer,
Yeah.
and since the Peru game is not a FIFA window, he wouldn't be available for Peru.
So I know I will be getting stick for this now. Claudette.
Done here, Eddie.
You see, we cannot talk facts about Leon Bailey or Ravel without backlash.
True.
And they're not performing, and it's obvious, but that's another story. So Ricky, you want to wrap? We've been on what?
Yeah,
Almost 150. 1 hour 50 minutes.
Yeah,
Let me first thank our guests for coming on, Mr. Prima Vision. You guys, go over there and subscribe to his channel. Thanks for joining us. Simon Preston from Reggae Boys Commentary, TVJ. Pleasure having you on, sir. You guys go over there and subscribe as well. And to the Formula Sports, head over there and subscribe after this. All YouTubers, there's a space for everybody doing well, everybody putting out good content. And to our viewers, thank you very much for sitting with us, for almost 2 hours. Thank you very much for staying on for the DTM Awards. There should be another one next year with real awards this time. Thank you very much for sitting through, and we appreciate your time. You could be anywhere, on YouTube watching a video with a cat, but you're here with DTM. Big up DTM members. Andrew for coming on earlier. Big up T-Gat. And big up Ricky. Big up everybody in the comment section. Pagan, Wayne, CC, Jairus, Claudia.
Adman.
Was Adman, Asian Adman was there as well. Try to shout out some more people. Tiffany, yes. How could I forget? Tiffany, our winner of the Reggae Girl Award. Tiffany Cameron was here earlier. So if you're watching on the replay, you'll be able to see her, with her victory speech and all. Big up Tiffany Cameron. you know, and all the regular viewers are here as well. Big up everybody. Thank you very much, as I said before, for joining us. Ricky,